guys, welcome back to another episode of the Hate Journals. It is your girl, Black Mamba, and of course, the wonderful and beautiful AP. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Just chugging along, getting ready for the old storm. The
Just
blizzard,
getting ready
if you will.
for the Donner Party storm. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah, I just went to the store, so fuck it.
Buckle down your wagons.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Bill and I are on this, I was always, I still want to drop, 10 more pounds before I get my surgery. And I don't know, my husband woke up and was just like, that's it. You know, and you're just done. You're just like, I'm done feeling like this.
Yeah.
And I am so proud of him. He is killing the scene. When I tell you guys, he is the cookie monster. And and I love him,
guys,
obviously,
she's not
so
playing
much.
Games.
I'm not even remotely even fucking around. That man eats so much sugar. I am shocked when I see that he has teeth in his mouth. I'm like,
no, I agree.
How?
I've seen it.
I mean,
his little treats.
When he's like, I'm just going to have a treat.
It's actually candy bars and stuff. I haven't seen, and I'm being serious, besides your husband, I have not seen an adult man buy candy bars.
Yes.
And unless it's Bill.
He will get annoyed with me. He'll be like, hey, are you going to the store? I'm like, yeah. He'll be like, I need you to get me, and I'll tell you the top faves. He'll be like, I need you to get me peanut M&Ms, the big bag, the shareable ones, and I need you to get me also the almond M&Ms, the shareable big one. And when I say shareable, I'm just saying that so you understand the largeness. He is not sharing these M&Ms with me.
Yeah.
And they are gone. He is shoveling them.
I just did a themed birthday cake for Nainer, and I bought the shareable bag because it was for the decor. I mean, I don't fucking eat them.
Right.
And they're in the freezer now. And when I feel like a treat, and I'm not exaggerating, and I don't have self-control with other things, but I eat 3 or 5
of them.
And that's my treat for
that's your little treat.
The day.
I am not I like a good a Famous Amos cookie, right? Or a little something just to hit the spot. But I've never been a binge chocolate eater. But can I tell you though why I'm so impressed with him? I mean, I love my husband. I'm impressed by him all of the time. I just think he's just a spectacular person, but it is hard to get off of sugar. You might as well kick heroin.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm serious. It is not a fucking joke. Yeah. It's very serious. When I tell you that this dude woke up and said, okay, I'm on my diet. It starts Monday. I have not seen him eat a fucking bit of sugar. He has been eating his turkey, his rice. He is on it. I am such a dick when I look back, but about a week ago, I was off my diet for a week. Every 3 months, I'll just be like,
yeah,
dude, I'm doing me.
Yeah.
Okay. I got Jimmy John's, the number one, the Italian.
Did you tip your driver this time?
I went and picked it up, and I tipped him $20 because you made me feel so bad that I was like, you know what? I'm going to make up for old and for new. So I tipped him $20.
I really respect that.
I tipped him $20.
Because you did the right thing, goddamn.
And I found the driver, and who was leaving, and I gave him $5. Just for existing in the world. And she goes,
didn't it?
He was
felt better
bringing
than
me
you
up.
thought it would.
It didn't feel like anything, but I felt you know what? Maybe they think, hey, that was a nice thing. Isn't that the bitch that never tips? And they were like, yeah, that's the bitch. Yeah, that's her. She left us money. And yeah, huh? She must know she's a piece of shit. You know they gabbed when I left.
They're like, not her. The husband is amazing.
Great. Yeah. Oh yeah, they love him. He's a great.
I'm so proud of you for Yeah. Okay.
And then I even took the homeless man that was sitting outside. I was like, you know what? Everyone's getting money today. I felt like Oprah. Anyways, when he was checking me out, he's like, okay, so your sandwich and your chips. Do you want anything else? And I was like, yes. If you guys don't know, Jimmy John's has bomb cookies, bomb.com cookies. They're amazing.
Subway too. I gotta give it to them.
Do they?
The
I hate
white
Subway.
macadamia raspberry.
Really? Oh, yes, I have, and they're very fresh and good.
They're very fresh. They make them with the bread.
Yes, same thing with McDonald's and their chocolate chip cookies. If you've never gotten their cookies, have you ever gotten them?
McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I have.
They're $1. I think it's $1.99.
I've ordered a lot of things in my life from McDonald's.
But it's not on the menu usually. So you have to know, and they make them fresh for you, and they put them in this big container thing. They're great. Anyways, I was like, yes, give me 2 cookies. And I got home and I sat in bed and no pants and I was chilling. And Bill was right next to me. When I tell you I was eating these cookies, I'd never had a cookie. I might as well have never had a cookie. And not one time did he go, can I have a little bit? It didn't even dawn on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because usually he'll be like, I'm going on a diet, but he's still eating sugar. It didn't even really dawn on me until I shoved the second one to completion. And then I was like, you are such a fucking bitch. Like, you couldn't even go into your closet and eat it, you fucking bitch. Don't act like you haven't.
I actually feel like that's pretty intense, though. Like, it's good for him to, like, sit in that. Because you have been sacrificing. Like, I've watched you over the last, like, Black Mama can honestly be the only person, one of 10, who leveled up in quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
She was just like, by the way, while all of you are sleeping, you're not going to catch me sleeping. Like, you were not napping. Like, we were all eating Cheetos and napping and making TikToks, and not you.
Not I. No.
No. You were out there handling your business, and you stopped eating.
Yeah.
For yourself.
For me. I mean, I was
Bill
like.
did not. And so I'm just saying, you were on that grind. I remember, and I hope a few of you guys can remember, it was like at least 6 months ago when we were talking about how you would like go and get them food. Because, like, Bill and Cam would call you and be like, okay, like, you're on your way home. You're the only one out in the world. Like, you need to continue to sacrifice yourself for us.
Continue to sacrifice more, even more.
And you are just, like, riding, and you, like, are, like, getting Taco Bell and, like, you know, all the fun things where people are like, ooh, I want, like, a little treat.
Yeah.
And they were sending you to fetch it.
Yes.
So if Bill has to watch you scarf one McDonald's cookie.
You know what? You are right. I fucking forgot about that.
How?
God, you know what? He's lucky I don't fucking eat a cookie every night.
Yeah, because you know what? Somebody on a diet, you need to feel that inner power.
That is true.
Like, he was in his power.
Yes.
You gave him that.
Yes.
Like, when people are like, oh my God, I'm really sorry that you're doing something for yourself.
Right.
And then, like, I'm doing what I want. And, like, I don't fucking apologize. Ian's always on that grind with me. He's like, you're just so insensitive. And I'm like, bitch, you're making your life choices.
You made them. Well, it helped, too, that I would just look
apathetic.
at them like...
I'm working on it.
I would look at them just like real pieces of shit. Like, in order to not cave, you have to start judging harshly the people you love the most. So I'd be like, oh, wow. They're like, do you want anything? Do you want a taco? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm okay. That's got a lot of grease in it. It's not really good for your digestion. But, like, you do you. Like, I was that bitch. But I was only doing that to, like, keep myself from eating all the nachos.
You're telling your inner thoughts that. Mm-hmm. Oh, they were like, do you want that? And you're like, no, I respect myself.
Way too much for that bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't eat drive-through food. My lowest meal should cost no less than $10. A gordita. Like, and even though deep down, other Black Mamba was just like, you know you want that Nacho Bel Grande, bitch. Eat that Nacho Bel Grande, bitch.
Dude,
just
if I sat on a gordita, I'd still eat it.
Right?
Bare ass.
You know that I love the Nacho Bel Grande. Extra cheese, extra meat.
I love that. So until I just want you to know, I didn't even know that you could like alter what came on menus. Like, I just like thought that was the option, and I was like, I'll do that. And then like I.
No, I'm a diva when it comes to my food.
Like, I didn't even know, like, in the drive-thru, like, you're customizing orders. Like, I didn't even know that was an option.
And it's fast. Like, I'm not in the...
do it.
Yeah, I'm not in the drive. Like, when you ordered it for me that day, it wasn't like they were like... No, they were like, oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Oh, yeah, what do I say?
They even had a button for it, right?
Onions and something. And then they were like, oh, yeah, and they even, like, put the little marker on there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's there, which means that other people do it. It doesn't make me feel bad.
Yeah.
And it's great. If you get a little bean burrito, do extra red sauce, extra cheese, it's going to blow your mind. El Pollo Loco is the only place. I am not kidding you guys. Everyone's been sleeping on the pollo. The pollo. Because their nachos are insane. Their nachos are insane. And they use a white cheese sauce, which I'm not a huge fan of like white sauces in general. And it is amazing.
The only reason Qdoba was better than Chipotle was queso.
Was the queso. Oh, yeah. Their queso was the shit. And then I don't know what happened lately.
It's kind of a spiritual moment.
It's now become thicker, and I'm not into it. It's almost like a thick soup. Like a chowder.
Fucking love cheese, melted cheese.
Oh, I love any cheese. Any cheese. Okay. So, we're like in the final stretch here.
Speaking of like drive-thrus and stuff and like people, as I have like the 2 kids and the soccer practice now and like all this like different shit that's like fucking my world up. I have to say, I have a pettier, which I'm not known for, I don't think, hate journal entry for this week. I absolutely hate seeing people driving with their hoods on. Like a hoodie. Like a hood up. It
Why?
really upsets me. Because they're criminals.
But what if they have like bad hair?
Criminals.
I mean, your whole service industry is to do
Unless
hair.
your heater is broken and you're just, and I can see your breath and I'm just like, oh, girl, bundle up.
Right,
or guy.
Right.
Why you're driving with a hood on or what? I hate you. I feel that.
I don't know how people drive with them on because of your peripheral vision. That's what fucks me up.
It's because they don't care about you.
Oh,
They're criminals.
I just love that, like, it puts you over the edge.
Over the edge. And not a lot of things do. That one
I like
really
a good hoodie over my ponytail.
My
just
husband
my pony.
wears his hoodie on also inside. And I literally want to put him in jail.
Oh, I think my husband, when he puts his hoodie on inside, it's everything for me not to fuck him.
I know why you're saying that. And I think it's because it's like this little gangster feel. And Ian does it because like of that. And I hate it. Criminal.
Just like the look on your face.
Like I
so
feel
intense.
like people know. Like it's so stupid.
It's stupid.
I guess I could kind of understand like a special circumstance. Like I do like a hard build. Like I'm not insane.
Right.
I do like a flat bill with like a crisp hoodie.
Yeah,
over.
it's
like
sexy.
I know there's a time and a place. But when I'm talking when you're wearing your dirty old fucking hoodie and you're just
I'm not
in
into
the kitchen and you're
fucking hunched over like a fucking
like you're
troll.
eating your fucking meals and nobody take
Yeah.
like you're trash and you belong in jail.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I don't like certain things in the inside of the house. So like I don't know, like my husband has house shoes. So he has a pair of sneakers that he only wears in the house. When I tell you, it puts me over the edge.
But they're only in the house. I think that's really,
I don't care. Why are shoes on? The shoes are meant for the outside world.
Okay, but you're also a fucking freak of nature. I've never met anybody who like doesn't wear shoes the way you do. Besides small children.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, you are always barefoot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you actually have a thing about your feet. Like, I feel like you, unless it's exceptionally cold, I've seen you in socks, but like if we are in like an area where your shoes are off, your bare feet are on the thing.
Yes.
Coming from somebody like Bill, I'm sure. I used to wear sneakers to the beach. I hate sandals. I hated sandals my whole life.
Yeah.
I have just now come around to the convenience and the understanding of sandal. Like I could not have these tootsies
out. I have no arch.
You basically are a hobbit.
Yeah, I have no arches. So when I was little, I used to have to go to my mom would have to take me to the special store. Do you know the Old Town? I'm not even joking. You know the Old Town Mall? Okay, there used to be a shoemaker in there. And my mom would have to go.
You as a non-fairy tale character have been to a shoemaker.
Yeah. Fuck you. Yes. And the guy, I would go in there and he would make me these special arch supports, and he would order back then. I mean, that was a big deal to order shoes. He would order these white New Balances. That was when New Balances were not cool.
Oh, when?
I love New Balance shoes. Probably because now it's been my calling card.
Year-old Caucasian
They're very comfortable.
man?
They're very comfortable. They're very comfortable.
Ooh, we're gonna have to do a New Balance.
The only
montage.
sneakers that I own are all New. I've got like pairs and pairs and pairs. But the reason why I go through sneakers so fast is because even though they're wide, I have to buy them. I have a triple E wide foot. I'm not joking. So any shoe that I wear over time, the pinky and the front where my big toe is, they wear out the shoe. So number one, I don't wear shoes because if I were to wear shoes, the same pair of sneakers all the time, I would go through sneakers way too fast. That's one. But two, when I was a kid, who wants to be in white New Balance? Right? That's embarrassing. So I would have rather gone barefoot than actually be seen in these giant, remember when they were huge at the bottom? Like these huge, I mean, there's a few times where I remember them physically being heavy to lift my leg and move forward.
Yeah.
So in the neighborhood, we lived in a really nice neighborhood, and in my parents' old house, we had a skating ring in the front. And so I like this big area that we could all skate and play basketball and shit. Oh, I was always barefoot. What was I going to do? Go inside and be like, hey guys, hold on while everyone's throwing on their really cool Nikes and their Reeboks. Let me go run in the house and go get...
everybody has their special story, but if it makes you feel any better, I always knew like shoe kids and I always knew barefoot people. Like,
but
there
I
are
guarantee
just
you those
people who are
barefoot
one
kids,
with the nature.
I guarantee you those barefoot kids either were poor and their parents couldn't afford nice shoes, or they had fucking fucked up feet and they were like, dude, I cannot go, hang on, let me throw in my insoles before we get to playing some basketball.
He had like pretty much anything he wanted, and I'll tell you, like, it had to be a sensory issue because that motherfucker would just touch a show with the pito and be like, nope.
Have you ever asked him though?
No.
It would be interesting to ask him seriously why he went barefoot. It feels so good for me to go barefoot. And after my Achilles surgery, my back of my ankle
love
was...
Hawaii. You know they all hike barefoot?
Do they?
It's because everything there is like wet and mushy. And when we went with a couple guides, all of them were barefoot. And I remember thinking, wow, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
My neighbors saw me the other day walking on rocks to throw away trash barefoot. And it was like shocking to him. He was just like, where are your shoes?
You're an adult. It shocks me every time.
It doesn't bother me though. I enjoy being barefoot. I really enjoy being barefoot.
I think it's very cute and charming.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I don't know. I mean,
like, I know you're the type, like, the second, even Kate, sometimes he loves being barefoot. Sometimes he looks at me like when we're getting ready to go somewhere and he'll ask me, when I go there, can I take my shoes off?
Right. Because he's like...
Immediate first question.
He wants to know. He's like,
is this a place where I will be taking my shoes off?
Is this a place that where like shoes are mandatory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. Those are need to knows for him.
Like if you look underneath our desk right now, there's a small heater so that I can keep my feet warm.
Or your toes.
Uh-huh. Because I refuse to get like people who buy like cute slippers and like, nope. I just need a fuzzy sock or like just a black sock.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to be barefoot. I would be barefoot at work if it wasn't against the law. OSHA says no.
Yeah. I know.
I had a very interesting week. It hasn't been that long since I have seen you, but you know how like I had really bad insomnia the other day.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't sleep. Sorry, you guys, my chair's loud. And I couldn't sleep just thinking about that lady farting in my face. And while I was mulling over my life and the decisions that I've made to put myself into predicaments like this, yeah, I was watching this. I was washing my hair for my braids coming up. If you don't know, braiding hair has an alkaline on it that can cause your scalp to be itchy when you first get your braids in. And it can be super uncomfortable. The braids make your scalp really itch. I mean, you almost break out into a full rash. And the way to get rid of that is to put apple cider vinegar in with your hair with a little bit of like conditioner and shampoo and just let it sit for like 4 or 5 hours. I usually let it sit overnight. And then take it out. You wash it. Just smells so good. Something about the conditioner counteracts the vinegar so you don't get that vinegar smell. So anyways, while I was washing it, I had YouTube playing. And they were talking about, I was just letting it feed through whatever was coming through. And the one that came through was a woman talking about like relationships, mothers with their daughters and how like what a manipulative mother looks like and what a really bad relationship. I just thought it was quite ironic that it popped up. But the next one to pop up, it was about this woman talking about side hustles, like which you find a lot on YouTube, how to make extra money, girl. One of the girls, she was going through the list of, it was like 12 things. And one of the things that she was talking about was she got like to 8 and she was like, all right, number 9, selling your panties.
Done.
Right. So, and I was listening to her talk and she went through the whole website. And you know me, I'm a curious little kitty. So once I got done with the hair, I came back upstairs and I went on to YouTube and I just went on the website she was talking about, which I think is Snifter or something like that.
I wonder what they're doing.
Because at this point, I'm in it. Like you know me, I'm so curious that I want to know what's going on.
You are amazing when it comes to your black holes?
Because I find it I find life fascinating, and I find very interesting the things that are out there that you and I roam around the world all day long just not even thinking about, right? And someone was like, this is a cash cow. Anyway, she was talking about how she makes like $4,000 a month and her husband is totally fine with it. That is what I found interesting. So I went onto the website, made a little login, because I wanted to actually go through a lot of them to see. It's very interesting. I mean, you have women on there with just wearing heels, underwear, bras. You have men on there selling boxers. It's pretty interesting. It dawned on me, we're in a pandemic. People don't have some people don't have a job. What, as a woman or a man, if you wanted to make the money and you had a spouse or were in a relationship, what would that look like? Do you go to your partner? How do you bring it up? So I thought, I'm gonna take a poll. I'm gonna ask the women that I work with to go home and ask their husbands, theoretically, if they were to do this, how would they feel? Because for me, it raises two issues. One is, as a woman, I just do not like that, or a man, doesn't matter who. If you're in a relationship, your partner doesn't own you. I want to respect you always. I want to go out in the world, make you proud. I want to respect you, and I want you to respect me, but you also don't own me. So, I want to have this open conversation. If I'm coming to you and being like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to be safe. You're going to be involved. You're never going to see my face. Your parents aren't going to be like, we're not going to be at Thanksgiving dinner. Your dad's going to be like, you're in the kitchen fucking ready to bring out the mashed potatoes. And he's like, just FYI, I think I saw you on Snifter. We're not going to have any of that shit, right? You're not, when I was on the website, they're not showing their faces. A lot of the women are not. Yeah. Now, there are some sex workers where you can clearly see sex work as their thing. So they probably also have an OnlyFans. But when you think about OnlyFans, you're showing titties, pussies, buttholes. I don't know, I think, right? No, but I'm just saying for the people who are sex workers.
Right. Yes.
This to me is a huge step down, right? Because you're not showing any of that. You're just showing 100%. Pieces of your body. And not even your body, just
So they want the photos of the underwear that you're wearing, and then they purchase those.
So when I was going...
it's like a Macy's.
Great question. So when I was going through the website, it was think about it like a Macy's.
Yeah.
Right? So you might say, I want socks. You might type in socks. You might have some people that just show you the sock that's on their foot.
Yeah.
Some people show you the sock after they've worn it, they're holding it up, what it looks like after 3 days. Some people show you their entire leg with the sock on. Some people show you their whole body with the sock on.
Just the sock.
Just this. Well, I mean, they have clothes on, but maybe shorts, just to show you that the sock and what it comes with, basically. So they're like, I'm a bad bitch.
Yeah.
You're getting a bad bitch sock.
You're getting a bad bitch sock.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some people are just not. So with the underwear thing, sometimes you see the women, it would almost be like if you and I were changing in a fitting room and you took a weird blurry picture of you wearing socks. Nothing wild. Then some people were like, yeah, I want to show you what's inside of these panties after they've been worn for 5 days. And some of these people are like, here's them neatly folded up for you. Same thing with the shoes. Some people had the shoes on. Some people just had toes, right? Red polish. Found it very fascinating. Bras. I didn't think bras would be a big thing. Huge. Some men women wanted bras. Men, boxers. Some men, their shirts. And I was like, yeah, I could see a lonely woman wanting to smell like a good smelling man who had worn it. Because there is something when you're doing your man's laundry or something and you smell a shirt he just took off. It does smell very good. So anyways, I asked 5 girls, go home to your husbands, ask them. I was shocked. All 5 men were like, yeah, cool, whatever. I mean, yeah, if it brings you happiness, it brings you joy. And if we didn't have money and I was working, but you weren't, and you wanted to do this, now. I wouldn't be uncomfortable with it if it was something that you wanted, as long as I couldn't see as long as no one saw your face.
Yeah. I will tell you right now, Ian would 100,000 times, regardless if it brought me joy or not.
Oh, he would not let you do it.
Oh, yes, he would.
Oh, would he?
Oh, he'd manage the account.
Oh, you are right.
We got a hit for those black ones. Yeah. Hey, you wearing those right now?
Yeah.
Hey, go put them on. I'm trying to run a business.
Well, that's what the girl was saying on the YouTube. She said that she makes $5,000 a month because she does multiple. So basically she does bra, panties, socks, shoes. She's doing it all in like she's sending them out daily. So instead of just doing panties, she's doing top to bottom, honey. So
Nice.
so she's making like every outfit she wears, she's making some money from it. And I think she said like panties were 50.
Clothes are expensive.
They are. Panties were 50, socks were 35, and a bra was 80. And
Well, listen, you got to be looking at your numbers. Okay? You got to be taking away product cost. Okay?
Right.
Your average Kirkland sock's going to be running you about $1.19.
that's
All right?
it.
That's overhead.
That's overhead.
Time put in,
Right.
labor. What do they want? Do they want a workout sock? Or do they want a day-to-day sock? Do they want an UGG sock? Because let me tell you, those are different and extra.
They are, right? Well, and it was very interesting too, because when you go through the profile, they tell you, like the person you tell, that you basically set the parameters. So you go like, I'm open to whatever. Or you go, hey, I'm only open to wearing these socks for 2 days or whatever. Or I'll be fine with like going to the gym. This is how many times I go to the gym a week. Like it was very specific and very, to be perfectly honest, very unsexual to me. As I was looking through them, nothing about the way the interaction was happening, I found sexual. So you definitely did need to be in a fetish. This was definitely a fetish. And the person who was sending this stuff, wearing the panties, you could feel the disengagement. So I don't even think the person sending it. Anyways, long story short,
Yeah,
we were talking about it at
hustle.
work, and it got this really large conversation going with a group of us. Like some of the docs I work with, they were just like, would I be okay with my wife? And it's like, well, there's a difference between saying that you be okay with it and being like, well, my wife isn't allowed. It's like, well, she's not your property.
Right.
Just like your husband's not your property.
Right.
You can say, I would like you not to do that.
Like if he farts in boxers, do I need those? No.
I mean, you were going to take the boxers off anyways and wash them, hopefully. So, like, throw them in a manila envelope and let's get those bitches, let's get those coins.
Yeah, are you covering postage?
They cover postage.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're just taking off and this girl had a whole thing. She had she'd ordered specialized pink envelopes that were discreet. She had black Ziploc bags that had a big bottom so that she could put the panties in and seal them.
Oh, lovely.
She had a sticker.
A lot of forethought.
She had a sticker with her name and design, like her pseudonym on there. And then a little like thank you card. I was like, this bitch is
customer service.
That's customer service.
Yeah, handwritten.
I've gotten clothes
with a
in the
kiss.
mail that had less thought put into it.
For a lot more than $50, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
like Amazon just kicks the box to you. Like, bitch, be happy. We even delivered it to you.
100%.
Okay? So while we were talking about this, another gal that works with us in another department happened to come over to me and needed something from me. So as I was on my computer looking, we're all still engaged in this conversation. When she lightly leans over, I just find life so interesting. She lightly leans over and goes, oh yeah, my mom used to sell pictures of her feet when she was younger. I was like, whoa, back that train up. What do you mean? She's like, I said, how old's your mother now? She's like 60. I said, so when was she doing this? And she goes, right when the internet started, right at the very beginning of the internet. She goes, my mom was a foot model. I find this so interesting. My mother was a foot model. And right around the time of the internet, foot modeling started to slow down because people weren't really buying magazines as much as they were. So she was trying to look for another source of income. And somebody had reached out to her one way or another. I'm trying to get her on the podcast, so you guys just hang tight because I'm trying to get her on the pod. Someone had reached out to her and basically said, I just want you to send me a picture of your feet and I'll pay you X amount of money. So she was doing it for the longest time. I said, what did your father think? She goes, my dad was not thrilled. He was not into it, but he understood why she was doing it and was okay with it in those parameters that they had basically set, right? So she said down the road somehow, like, because I was like, what were they asking her to do with her feet? You know, were they asking her to stick a dick in there or was it just feet? And she was like, no, they only, because I didn't even know there was thigh porn. There's thigh porn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing where a dude just fucks your thighs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, she said that her mom got a lot of requests to have her feet holding things. Like her feet holding a banana, her feet holding a ball. I mean, it's just like easy money. I mean, a quick pick. I mean, I've taken pictures of
like
less.
If you want my foot to draw the Mona Lisa, like we're in trouble. But if you want a little toe tickle with a little colored pencil, a little smiley face.
Right, like a little smiley face. Like she's doing an Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, man, I'd be sending videos. I'd be like, what's Tootsie drawing today?
Right, like you would see an hour of me just opening.
You think they make voices with it like, oh, hey.
Hey, it's Senor Bitcho.
And now, look, it's a bird.
She's doing like sock puppets and shit. I mean, that's a killer gig. Plus, you're keeping yourself entertained.
1,000%.
I'm like, I wonder if they were like, open a Snickers with your feet. Like, I've done a lot of shit with my feet. As I say, I don't walk around with shoes on. So these have become these are my second hands down here.
To be honest with you, as I get older, the less strange things are strange to me.
Right.
Truly. So if somebody looked at me, like if I was 20 and somebody was like, can I buy your panties? I'd be like, perfect.
Right.
But now I'd be like, how much do you want for him?
How much do you want for him?
And are you going to like fucking stalk me and shit? Because like I'm not into that.
Well, because
like,
on the
if you're
website,
gonna be like
it's
outside
discreet.
my window, no. But if you like straight up want my panties because you want to like soak them in some tea,
I don't need to know what you're gonna do
like
with them.
burn sage and shit. Like I actually don't even need to know that.
Yeah.
If it stops at panties, you can for sure have my chones, and will be honest with you, it's probably for like a pretty fair rate.
The
Like,
website
I'm not gonna
is
bust
very
your
discreet.
balls.
The website is very discreet, and they're not sharing a lot of you're not sharing a lot of personal information, right?
I'm sure we probably even know somebody who's used it.
We may know someone who has maybe used it.
I could just see somebody in my life that I've come across that would be into this. I mean, like we've all known somebody who you're like, you for sure buy fucking panties
or
online.
socks,
1,000%
or bras or something. And then there's some people that take you by surprise. Like when she said that, she said it so openly about her mom. I'm like, oh, so this is something. And then it dawned on me.
That's an odd thing for a child to know.
Well,
but whatever. She
here's
wanted
what
to make
was
her
odd.
resourceful.
Why does she know that information, right?
Right.
So then it dawned on me to ask her. I was like, so like, are your parents still married? And she goes, no. I said, why are they not married any longer?
Really came in between.
And she said, it was the feet. I said, okay, now we got to get into this. So what happened? If you don't mind me asking, what happened? She told me a story about how one of the men who was one of her biggest clients, he just loved her feet. He just thought they were so beautiful that he said, look, this is not a weird, okay, I don't want to fuck you or anything, and I'm not going to fucking jerk off in front of you. But I would like to pay for you, all expense paid. You bring your husband to come down to Florida, pay for you to have a vacation. But just like one time for like an hour, I will pay to see your feet in real life. I just want to stare at them for an hour.
Too much.
That's what her husband said. He said, if you go, I'm going to divorce you. And she was like, I mean, I'm going to miss my flight. So. And she went. And
there is no Tootsie worth my marriage.
Here's the thing, though, because then it dawned on me.
Paycheck, like.
But you're thinking about it from a singular way. Here's what it dawned on me, because your marriage is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
She had to have been also getting something out of this that was satisfying her.
100%.
Whether it be the attention that maybe she felt that she wasn't getting it from her husband, or this like.
He's like, yeah, bitch, I'm not obsessed with fucking toots. Okay?
She's like,
in fact, wash those things, and you know how I feel when you're not wearing your house shoes.
Well, she was a foot model, so you gotta imagine they were beautiful feet. I mean, truly, some people
stood at or stared at a human foot and been like, I need more of that.
No, but you have been looking through a magazine and seen somebody have their feet in the air and they're either advertising a pedicure or a sandal or a shoe. And you are going to base that shoe based off of, if the shoe's just by itself, yeah, you might buy it. But if you see it on a beautiful foot and a sexy leg, you're more apt to buy it and go, oh, that looks beautiful. So can you imagine going from that to being like, oh, well, like feet aren't big anymore in the whole industry. So I can see the allure of it. And that's why I want to interview her, because I am curious why you would put your marriage in jeopardy? Was your marriage already at risk? Were you not in love anymore? Or was this something so important to you that you were like, you're not going to tell me what I can't, like, this dude's not trying to fuck me.
I see it from
all perspectives.
All perspectives. If he wasn't a real Ike fucking Turner, okay? If he wasn't real a controlling bastard.
Right.
And he said, okay, fine. Send off the footsie pics. You're going to hold our last good banana. Okay, great. All right. And he's like taking all
I've
these
asked you several times to stop putting it back in the basket. Right.
And then finally, one dude's like, all right, I got to fly you out. I got to see these things in real life. And he's like, okay, too far. And she's like, I'm going to miss my flight.
Can I ask you a question? Because this is the question that I pose to all the couples, okay?
Yes.
You say it's too far, right? You go, the idea of her flying out there with her husband, all expense paid, week's vacation, to sit in a room for 1 hour with him there to look at your feet, too much. Okay, think about this. You're Halle Berry. Your life is, you are Halle Berry. Meet the love of your life. You're like, I'm going to do, what was the movie she did with John Travolta? It was called
Swordfish.
Thank you. Horrible movie. Can't believe you remembered it.
It was terrible. I'm really
terrible. I mean, you didn't even take a second to think. You were like, Swordfish. Swordfish. Okay. Studio says, we're going to pay you $20 million to do this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. You get to work with some of the largest actors, but you got to be naked. Whole world is gonna see your titties. Mm-hmm. But like, you do get $10 million. How is that any different than somebody saying, I don't want to physically touch you, I'm never gonna be with you?
Well,
women go onto large stages, and these people are quote unquote, right? And I'm not saying they are or not, right? I'm talking about actors.
I know.
We call them quote unquote respectable, right?
Yeah.
But you have a lot of male and female actresses, more female, that they beg and plead and put it in their contracts to show them titties. And I mean, not once or twice. Some of the contracts are for multiple spots for titties. Some are just areola. Some are, you can't see the nipple. You know, they're very specific in their terminology when they do these contracts. How is that? How do you go to your husband and go, I got this really great acting job. I mean, this is going to change our lives. I'm going to be known for this. I'm going to win awards for this. But 20% of this movie, I've got to show my titties.
I mean, I guess going into it with an actress, like, I guess I just assume that you know that
Right, there's plenty of actresses. Meryl Streep, she's never showed her titties.
Now, if I marry fucking Sue Ann from across the street and we're high school sweethearts and we get in a pinch and all of a sudden she starts sending off pinky toe pics and then it escalates, like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Do you see the difference?
No, because as an actress or a male actor, no one told you your money is not based off of you showing your titties. Now, will you get more money and will it probably help, or is it going to be written into a lot of shows? Sure.
Yeah.
But you can turn down that movie. Lots of actresses have. Yeah. There's a lot of actresses out there right now who will not take a role if they ask them to show their titties.
Yeah, nudity.
Or they have body doubles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of actresses have body doubles.
Yeah, some bitch in the back is like, pick me!
Right? She's like, bitch, give me that paycheck. So if you're Halle Berry, your husband goes, no, you can do, fine. I see that, yes, our lives will change, but I want you to do a body double. I want you to have somebody who will be your body double. And she says, hard line, no.
I don't judge anybody for whatever they choose.
No, not you and I. We don't judge anybody. But I'm just saying, it's interesting how people answered the question when I asked them, when it was posed to them very quickly. Some men answered very quickly, not the husbands, but like men at work. Answered very quickly. No, I wouldn't be. No way.
Yeah.
No way. I said, not the meeting in person shit, because that was different. I just found that story interesting. But I'm talking about, you're just sending out pics of.
No, I know what you're saying with the pics. The in-person
like if she was doing it all along before she met you.
would have a real problem with. I'll tell you that right now.
But take that out, right? We're just talking about, you're just sending pics of your feet.
I don't think Ian would ever tell me no. And he is a lot of people who would know my husband, and you especially, like, probably would assume that he'd say no.
Well, then I started thinking fiscally. I was like, oh, no, I could see him saying.
No, but if we're coming up as a group.
$5,000 a month, that's a that's a game changer in a lot of people's
even
lives.
$1,000 a month, like
$250, I'm good.
Yeah, right. That's like a really fun weekend.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
let's go to Vegas, kind of saving up those coins.
I'm gonna need a little bit more than $250 for Vegas, but
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little extra spending cash
Now
in the
that
back
we're
pocket.
married.
But I'm just saying,
might have to sell a couple more panties that day.
She was saying, she put herself through college. She is debt free, and her husband met her when she was well into doing this.
Well, and that's a 10 out of 10 too. Like that, like if you come in and I'm like thriving and you're like, wow, where do you get this shit from?
Right.
And you're like, funny story, sit down, bub. I'm going to hit you with the facts. And then he at any point after that says, I'm really uncomfortable with this. Well, then also fuck you. You're uncomfortable with this apartment. You're uncomfortable with the car. You're definitely uncomfortable with that spa weekend we had. Am I right?
Right.
So for me, I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who are just like, well, I don't know now. It's like, no, fuck you. You knew.
And I'm kind of into it mostly because it's so discreet and the person never sees your face. Whereas I don't think I want to be, like, as an actress, you can be like, it's just art. Yeah, until your son sees your titties for the first time in a movie that you forgot to tell him about. Because that's the thing, as an actor, you have to tell, like, your kid's like, I want to see your body of work one day. I want to see Swordfish. And you're like, my titties be out in that movie.
And you're like, it was a bad movie.
It was a horrible movie. You're not missing anything.
And then you just let them know. You're like, it's not worth it. Not only for the titties, but for like the cinematic adventure portion.
Right. Like, okay, 365, the one we watched. When she was giving him head, if your son had to see that later.
That's not my.
I mean, that's mortifying.
It's not my dream for them.
I'm not saying she's right or wrong or what she did was wrong. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying those are fast facts.
Kids would just like avoid that.
I mean, I would hope so, but I'm just saying all the kids at a school are going to watch that movie and see his mom pretend. Basically, I mean, they showed kind of skin to make it look very realistic.
Yeah,
they did. So I'm just saying that, like, people do way more, and I don't think a lot of times
says, baby girl, it's not sexy.
No, Massimo, everything else is sexy as fuck.
Everything about him is like,
fuck.
When he says,
baby girl, I don't care for that, Massimo.
I'm like, are you Italian or are you Russian?
Because
the Russian part is a big turnoff.
I was looking at him last night on Instagram.
They should have come up with like a really sexy Italian nickname, right?
Oh, for her.
Yeah, like he could have said like it in Italian.
Correct.
That would have been sexy.
But she also didn't speak Italian. But I see what you're saying.
But like it could have been like a pet name. Like, what do they call in Spanish? They'll be like
Bambino?
Not Bambino. They'll be like Probosito. Like, oh, poor boy.
Aww.
But like that's like you could. I don't know, like, I'm sure, like, I don't have to speak fucking Spanish. When somebody said that to me for the first time, they're like, oh, probosita.
Yeah, no, I want to know what it means.
Bitch, I know what you're saying.
Right.
Like, there's something there.
There's something going on.
Yeah, and I'm sure if we had, like, a sexy Italian thing and he was just like, oh, we'd been like, But no, we got baby girl.
I'll be honest, though, he is so attractive that I just don't care.
He is fucking alarmingly attractive.
I couldn't even tell you a lot of what he was saying. Because that's definitely not what I was tuning into.
I didn't catch a lot of the side noise.
I'm actually really excited this week because my hate journal entry is actually something very serious. Besides the panties.
Well, what? Okay, hit me with it.
I find it very interesting. Companies in general. So, I was reading that article and they were talking about, raising the price of minimum wage, and some girl put out a meme and it said, it was like a TikTok, and it said like, McDonald's workers shouldn't be making 15. It was like a joke. And the girl was like, but you deserve $15 an hour. Like, how is my hard work any less than your hard work? Right. It's basically what the girl was saying, which I 100% agree with. Here's what I find very interesting about our country and really what I hate. So my husband has, several degrees. He has a very good job. he makes very good commission based off of his job, right? But he also works very hard. And he and I were talking about this, and I said, I hate the fact that individuals have to go to work, but go to work every day to, let's say, a job they love. Let's say, we'll use Amazon as an example, right? That's a very good example. Very large company worth billions and if not trillions of dollars. I have seen recently, sometimes I'm privy to like background stuff for healthcare. They do have like a lot of like healthcare things for them, basically. So it doesn't matter if it's day or night, if they get hit by a car or whatever, and they can't figure out their benefits. There are companies that Amazon pays for so that they get customer service right away, right? All this shit. I thought to myself, it's so interesting because you're paying these guys. I looked online and some of them are making like $16 an hour, right? Benefits, 401k. But what does that have to do with the amount of money they're fucking making you? These people are making you trillions and trillions of dollars. And what you're giving them actually, though, is actually a fucking laugh in the face.
Right.
How you're not giving them commission based off of, because you always hear it, right? They're like, oh, you guys, it's been great. I'm sure when you worked for Costco, very similar, right? We've had a great quarter. You guys have been working hard, busting your asses. We've made more money this month than fucking 2 years ago.
I never heard anything that anybody said to me at Costco.
Oh, that was different. Costco's a little different. You know what? You're right. That's a bad example. But you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you worked in the service industry.
I did hear at Costco, they asked me to run faster.
That really stuck with you.
I've never asked another human being unless it was a track. Like I was chasing them with a baton.
I agree with you.
To run faster.
I've never asked anybody to move quicker. It's a very demeaning thing to say to somebody.
Especially when your belt loop is like 2 fucking notches too tight. Like it was just like a lot.
It really...
You know how much I hate Costco.
That person, whoever said it...
His name is Jeremy.
Jeremy, really bad fucking buzz to you, boy. I mean, when you speak of Costco, I say Costco.
Waistline, like measure it.
The next words out of your mouth are always running. Like it annoyed the shit out of you.
You know me too. Like there's like a few things in this life that like really got me, but like yeah.
Okay, so when you worked in the service industry. Mm-hmm. And if you had a fucking killer night, right? Like at the end of the night, you were like, fuck, bitch. You guys all get together, right? All the waitresses get together. You're like, bartenders, you're like, fuck, killed it.
Yeah.
Damn, we made all this money, right? What was the next thing you fucking did? You went into the fucking kitchen and you tipped your fucking busser and you tipped your fucking dishwasher and you threw some money at the fucking cook.
Yeah.
Always. You never fucking forgot. Why? Because even though they're making an hourly wage, sure. You would not have been able to make that money without them.
Yeah.
If the food had been slow, if they didn't have dishes were slow.
Of course.
It starts top to bottom, right? Busters turning your table.
Of course.
How is that any different from working at a company? And I mean this at every company.
I don't argue that. I know Ian has actually been saying this, my husband, forever about just paying people purely off efficiency.
Like I think people should make I think people should make obviously a base wage. Yeah. But you should be, if your company is fucking killing it money wise, why are you not giving them a quarterly commission?
You know what's hilarious too to me is the people who get all annoyed about people seeing like the minimum raise be upped. And I'm always like, who is so annoyed about this?
Because you know why? Internally, they're being fucked. They're at a company where they're being fucked.
Well, or they're not working. I notice a lot of people have opinions if they're not working, which is interesting.
Because, I mean...
I'll just leave that there.
Your opinion literally doesn't count.
Well, it's just
you can't count no money that you aren't making.
Like, why is this happening? And then a lot of people, like, go back to the thing. They're like, well, when I was that age, I wasn't making $15 an hour. And you're like, yeah. Well, I also didn't get to pay 15 cents for a loaf of bread. So
and it's also not my fault that your generation didn't ask for more.
It's inflation.
It's not
a big deal. And they did. And it keeps going up and up. And I hope it goes up again.
I really think these large companies, it actually started to piss me off the other. Like awful. I actually started to annoy me. And I'll tell you, like, for instance, I see a certain amount of patients in a week. Now, every week that's different, right? There's some weeks that I'm seeing 34 patients in a fucking day. And if you, that math doesn't compute to you, I need you to know that's a lot. That's a lot to see in a 10-hour, that's a lot. It's a lot
of people, yeah.
Most primary cares maybe see 20, 25. I think my girl, who my primary care, the other day I was talking to her, I was like, she's like, you tired? I'm like, girl, I'm worn out. She was like, oh, I'm seeing upwards of like 10 new patients a day.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't sound wild to other people. That's a lot. A new patient is a lot. It's a full workup, it's a lot. So to go to, let's say Renown, your hospital, and you go, wow, look at how many patients during COVID these nurses have been seeing. I mean, they're not taking breaks. They're not taking pee breaks. They're fucking working round the clock. Yeah. They're working stressed out. Why are you not? You're, as a hospital, killing it. Like this pandemic, no one's seeing better rates than Amazon and Renown. Okay, bitch? And don't play me. And like, we ain't care. Yeah, but you also care about that bottom line, bitch. We've been watching you, Renown, buy up everything. Okay? So don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, fine, we need to have hospitals. Obviously. I'm simply saying, why are your nurses not making commission? Why are they not seeing? And I'm not talking, I remember when I worked for Renown once. I'll never fucking forget this. I worked in surgery. My boss called me upstairs. She's like, it's time for your review. And like, she's like, I just want to let you know, you are killing it. And I'm like, well, of course I'm killing it because I'm one of two people in this department and no one else can do what I do. So obvi. And it's me. So you're welcome. She was just like, top to bottom, you're doing so great. And Renown had this thing at the time. It was Washer than Renown, but still the same thing at the time, where the company themselves said, here's an extra quarter every year, right? Regardless. They called it their costs of living. But then within your department, based off of how much money you guys made, you also then got a raise internally. I'll never forget. She was so excited. I remember her face being excited. She said to me, oh my God. Okay. So you're getting a raise. You're getting a raise. 50 cents. So a total of 75 cents. Well, when you're a single woman who's not married and no kids, you're being fucked by your taxes already. So really, you're not doing me any good, really. You're actually not. Like, that 75 cents is going right to the tax man. I got to see really nothing. But you know what I would have loved? It's commission, because that would have actually made a big difference.
Yeah.
I would have paid my taxes on that commission and kept all of that money and put it in a whatever.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I agree. I also don't think Jeff Bezos should be allowed to exist the way he is. I don't think any large company should quite have like a monopoly the way that some of these do.
No.
But you know what? Can't save the world tonight.
I just think no one person should be owning that amount of money. I think after a certain amount of money that you own, that money should be going away. And don't fucking, if one more person
also,
says to me,
cost
well,
of
they're
living,
giving out, they're giving to children, and that's all a tax write-off, bitch. Don't play me. That's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
And you should be doing that anyways.
That's also actually just standard.
Also, don't be a piece of shit.
So please shut the fuck up.
But why are you not going into the communities that house your Amazon, like a Nevada, like a Northern Nevada, and going, all right, foreclosures, let's get rid of those off the top. I got enough money in these cities. Which one of my employees is going through a foreclosure right now? Who's going through? Who right now?
You could even do like a foreclosure lottery.
Right. Who right now? You don't even have to do a lottery. They got $1 trillion fucking dollars. Who right now doesn't have a car? Raise your goddamn hand. Who is having to take the bus to make it here to financially take care? Car, paid off house.
Hey, bitch, yo, give me a bunch of Ford Focuses. You could just like go and buy a lot of Ford Focuses.
Oh, and by the way, again, that's a fucking tax write-off. Or instead, what you could do is you could do commission.
Pinto.
Bink, bink.
You get this. Bezos, Elon Musk, team up, Pinto Tesla. Solving the world's problems.
The problem is the wealthy people will buy it. They don't give a shit.
Hate journals. Said it first. I just think it's wild. If any companies have listened to this, Apple, if you're listening, take this into consideration. I'm just saying, you guys make so much money. It costs $1 to make an iPhone, and yet we're paying $1,500 for one fucking phone. Yeah. Maybe your employees should be making commission, all of them, even if they're not in sales. Because they are geniuses.
But I will say before we wrap up, I was really excited. I don't know if anyone saw, but I posted on our Twitter and our Instagram story about how I think someone might be listening. Someone actually might be listening. Because a while back, you and I talked about the fact that I hate so much that, yes, you can be a celebrity and have a podcast, but there's some really amazing podcasts out there that are not run by celebrities. I mean, fucking funny, gotten me through hard times. And I don't understand why these companies are not focusing on them as well. Well, Apple said, we see you, we hear you. And they've now created a special spotlight. If you actually go into your podcast now under search, it is the first thing that pops up. So they will spotlight a regular ass person's regular ass podcast each month for the whole month. They'll do the marketing, sharing it, all of it.
That's awesome.
And I thought that was really fucking cool.
Thank you, Apple.
So thank you, Apple, for listening. I did hear whispers that Apple may turn their podcast into subscription based. And I'm really hoping they don't do that. Because Spotify fucked themselves and their stocks are way down because people don't have the money financially during a pandemic to pay to listen to Joe Rogan. Who could have seen that coming?
Me.
If you're going to make your shit at subscription based, your shit better be hot as fuck. And that goes out to you, fucking Discovery Plus. Fuck you, Discovery Plus. Fuck you. And I fucking, when I tell you I am
I'm so glad you guys can actually see this because this is what I would have been looking at.
Just before we got like 2 minutes here. Fuck you. And I'm looking in this camera. Fuck you, Discovery Plus. How fucking dare you? How about you be fucking original? How about fucking that? How about you don't take away during a goddamn pandemic something that people love and enjoy? You know how I feel about 90 Day goddamn Fiance. And do you know what those motherfuckers did?
What?
They said, oh, we'll leave you with 90 Day, but you know what we're going to take away? Pillow talk. That's all we watch it for. We watch previous people sit around eating bonbons, shitting on these people. Oh, I'm sorry, the tell-alls? Those are gone now too. So if you want to watch a tell-all, you got to fucking get... You got to get on Discovery fucking Plus. How about Discovery Plus? You come up with some original fucking content to put on your shitty fucking new network and stop taking away what we've been watching for fucking years. How dare you? And if you even think of taking away 90 Day Fiance and putting it on subscription based only...
This is the best. I love how wild you are about that shit.
Really? Get on Reddit. People are enraged. I read over 2,000 comments just posted in an hour where they were like, nope, bye Discovery Channel. We will never watch anything else you put out. I was like, well, I can't do that. Like, there's still a lot of shit I watch from Discovery, but you hear Discovery, fix it. Fix it. And on that note, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Hate Journals. You guys, we love you. Thank you so much for all the support. You know what to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is under The Hate Journals. And of course, our Instagram is The Hate Journals. And of course, Twitter, Hate Journals. And our website is thehatejournals.com. We love you guys.
We love you.
You look very hot tonight. You look very cute. You're coming in. That skin is looking dewy, baby. Looking dewy. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. Bye.